When a modern structure leans even more, what purpose does the Leaning Tower of Pisa serve as an architectural marvel from the 14th century? One of the city's glitziest residential structures, San Francisco's Millennium Tower, is sinking into the ground and tilting more than 2 feet north and west. This tilting is happening at a rate of 3 inches per year. In actuality, between 17 and 18 inches have already been lost. If the issue isn't resolved, the building may eventually tilt 40 inches, which is the maximum tilt required for it to operate, and most likely for the plumbing and elevators to function. The 58-story luxury building might reach the point where the elevators and plumbing won't work in a few years if the tilting keeps going at the current rate. Tom Parsons, a research geophysicist with the U.S. Geological Survey, claims that San Francisco is settling into the earth. Due to the weight and density of the buildings, it appears that most of the settlement is occurring downtown. According to experts, the city may be sinking as a result of a number of issues, including groundwater loss brought on by new construction, and the millennium's lack of a bedrock foundation. The weight of every building in the downtown area would be enough to influence an earthquake fault. But fortunately, the well-known San Andreas Fault runs offshore and avoids the city. In San Francisco, for example, if all of this is going on and you're right next to the water, you have to be concerned about big storms that raise the sea level and more frequent inundations. But why are cities sinking? According to Parsons, it is virtually impossible to determine a city's exact weight, but you can make an educated guess based on a few different variables. According to him, buildings and their contents account for the majority of the weight of urbanization. The built environment includes all public structures, parking lots, residential and commercial structures, light and heavy industrial buildings, warehouses, transportation hubs, etc. The people are the next group. According to Parsons in the paper, as global populations shift disproportionately toward the coasts, this additional subsidence combined with expected sea level rise may exacerbate risk associated with inundation. He comes to the conclusion that San Francisco weighs about 1.6 trillion kilograms, which is the same as 250 million elephants. The lithosphere, the rigid outer layer of the Earth made up of the crust and upper mantle, may be sufficiently bent by this heavy load to cause the area to sink. The specific results found for the San Francisco Bay Area are likely to apply to any major urban center, though with varying importance, indicating that a study could be applied to any city in the world. These results are important even though there are other causes of subsidence that must also be considered, such as tectonic plate shifting and groundwater pumping. Now, when determining how geography may change over time and the regions at risk of rising sea levels, scientists will take city weight into account. With the addition of satellite images, results could be further enhanced in the future to more accurately analyze the Earth's surface and identify potential flood zones. You can also watch our next video, which is about the creation of the universe, and we will try to answer if our universe is created in a lab. Subscribe now for astronomy, cosmology, and science updates. Thank you and take care.